Hi, I'm Raphael Heath and I'm Head of Geography at Royal High School Bath. I'm just going to give you a little overview into Esri Insights, which is part of ArcGIS Online, and show you how it might be useful in your geography teaching lessons. I'm going to start off just by opening my browser and typing in www.arcgis.com. If you use ArcGIS Online, then you'll be familiar with this as an access to sign in. You can access maps and use maps for free via this as well, using the map button here. But what I'm going to show you today you can only do if you are a subscriber, which costs about £100 plus VAT at the moment. For schools it's just come down in the last couple of weeks, the cost of that, so bear that in mind. But if you're not a subscriber, then obviously you can see this and decide whether it's something of interest to you. Subscribing gives you full access to ArcGIS Online and all the mapping functionality, but this is just one very small side extra part of it. So I need to click on this button here, ArcGIS, at the top left hand corner, and it gives me various submenus. I'm going to click on ArcGIS Marketplace, and it opens up a area where Esri have posted or supply all kinds of complex and sophisticated tools for GIS users, some of which are interesting for the general public and school as well, like this one, Esri Insights. I'm going to type in Insights into my search box here, and it brings up the app here, Esri Insights. Also, Esri Maps for Office in the bottom corner here is quite useful if you want to bring ArcGIS Online capabilities into programs like Excel and type in data and create maps within Excel directly. It's quite interesting, worth playing around with. Anyway, let's look at this Esri Insights, which as I click it, it will open the information page telling me about Esri Insights. I click the View Item orange button here, and it gives me another page with further information about it, but if I click on the actual thumbnail or the word open, it will open it for me. The first thing it's going to do is ask me to sign in, same sign as my new normal ArcGIS Online account that I subscribe to, so I'm just going to do that. I did it wrong. Okay, I think I got it right that time. So logging in here to this particular functionality that they provide, I did try. They've just updated this in the last couple of weeks, and things will change all the time on this. This is worth testing, but I did try it on Chrome a few minutes ago, and it wasn't working fully. Some of the functionality I'm going to show you, so do be aware of that, and consider using it in Internet Explorer for what I'm showing you at the moment if you have problems elsewhere. I'm just going to close down this warning about my location being tracked if I wish, and you can see here you've got the maps of the world here. I can change this sort of base map as well to different sort of views here, different backgrounds including satellite imagery, and I can type in places to zoom in and out of interest to me. So let's say I want to look at London and some other variations in the data for London here. Okay. So the idea of this tool is that you're going to be able to draw very quickly and easily on various bits of information. Tell you about places. So the hand tool up here is just used for sort of panning across the maps, so you can see different areas. Just going to pick my zoom extent. There we go. That's good for what I'm trying to do. And you can see a little cog here for configure. So I'm going to configure it first, and you'll see here it comes up by default as United States, where there's loads and loads of data if you're doing work on United States, anything from sort of geology to ethnicity and so on. So if you're doing stuff there, you get lots of data. If you're doing stuff somewhere else, you get access to less data. We'll use the United Kingdom. It comes up just with popular collections, which says it's household size and pyramid, but you can pick more. So if I go to this add more variables in blue in the middle, it does give me more options you should be aware of. So if I click on, let's say, population, I can add in total population here. I've just selected it, and I say apply. So you can see here now I've got age pyramid of total population because I'm starting to pick my own variables. I can go back to the dots here and say I want something else like education. So this is education level 4-5 qualifications, so high levels of education. I say apply, and again I've got 3 variables now, and I'm going to go back and pick income as well, and income per capita, and I can keep doing this, as you can see, and adding more and more variables as I wish. Pick these 4 just to illustrate the point, and the reason I picked total population is because a lot of the data comes like this education in the form of a total number, and it's not very helpful to compare places unless I can turn it into a proportion. The other thing I can control here is the area that it's searching the data within, so I can use drive times. Let's say I wanted to put a new shop or supermarket somewhere, and I want to know within 20 minutes drive what my population is like, or something like that. That's quite useful. Or I can use rings just for defining the distances. Let's use a ring. I can use different units like kilometers. I might say 2 kilometers, let's say, and that's how the data is now going to be set. I then can pick the pin tool. And now when I click on an area, so where have I got it? Mayfair down here, let's say. Should be a wealthy area of London. I can see its population pyramid. This has come up very quickly. I can compare it to, at the moment, to Westminster. I can compare it to, let's say, the United Kingdom to see if Westminster's got a particularly different age profile to the average United Kingdom profile. I can then go to its total population. 118,000 people live within the 2-kilometre ring that I've just selected here. I've got 47,000 people with education level 4 or 5, which is a high quality of education, high level of high education level, which obviously I can then manually turn into a percentage here, which is going to be around 45%. And I've got the income here about $27,000 per person, and again some comparison data here. I can click on somewhere else. I can go on the pan tool if I want to move the map a little bit, click on the pin and click on somewhere up here. So I was thinking Stratford up here around the Olympic Park site. It's been in the news the last couple of years obviously. Click on here and now it's created a 2-kilometre ring in this area. Tells me my income is $14,000 per person, quite clearly lower than it was in Mayfair, so as a purchasing power, so that's immediately quite interesting for making comparisons. I can see my age profile pyramid is different to Mayfair again, a large proportion of a younger age population than in Mayfair. I've got the total population, 102,000, so it's a little bit less than that circle I just did for Mayfair, but similar, and I can see the population level 4 or 5 is only 19,000 here, so if I turn that into percentage it's clearly be around 19%, so clearly very different to Mayfair. So that's how the data is produced. It's very quick, it's very easy, and I can also click on this button at the bottom called Create Report. Slightly different way of showing the data, so it gives me a little default menu about showing it as either PDF or Excel, which is a spreadsheet format, so I bring the data in as numbers straight away. I can do my ring or drive times and my units. I'll do 2 kilometers again just to show the point, and I say Create Report this time. A slightly different way it creates it. As a PDF file, I click Open at the bottom here when the report option comes up, and I've picked a place called 48 Forest Lane in E15, 2-kilometre ring here, and you can see it's got all the data it's picked for me, from population to marital status to household occupancy to purchasing power data over here, spending power data. Look at all this data it's got. Don't know how much use I could find of it, but you never know. For certain detailed studies, looking at comparing places, it could be quite interesting. So a 3-page report there created. I can obviously save that onto my computer system and keep that for ever without having to log in. Give it to students perhaps as a resource to compare, or obviously get students to log in online and use this tool. I can also use an area tool here, so if I was wanting to actually draw areas on that I wanted to look at rather than have the buffer ring or the drive times. So I've drawn an area here. I've got it on report mode at the moment. I'm going to click back to infographics, and for this particular area I've now just randomly drawn here in Hackney. It tells me the income data, population pyramid, total population, education, qualifications, etc. as I've requested from an area. So again, a nice way you can use that tool. And you know, if you think about it, obviously for urban rural studies, going anywhere in the world, making comparisons, that's quite a powerful tool. I didn't mean to press that. And the only other thing perhaps to be aware of is it does take up credits as part of your account. So when you subscribe you get a certain amount of credits, and maybe 500 or 1,000 credits. Every time you click on this it uses up credits. Let's say 0.1 of a credit or 0.2 of a credit. It's not necessarily that high, but it will add up. So keep an eye on it, test it out, see how many credits it uses, and just see if it's causing any problems. But For individual use, I don't see it as a teacher and as an issue. If you're using it as a whole year group, let's say, and you're doing something, 100 kids, and over several lessons, and they're all clicking away, then I suppose it could add up. So in that sense, I think you ought to just be aware of it and consider how you're using it. But that's an overview of Esri Insights. Hopefully it gives you a feel of how it works and how you can use it. And if you're not a subscriber, you might decide it's something that's a useful add-on. If you are a subscriber, you might not have realised this existed, so find that as a useful tool to use. So I hope you found this brief tutorial useful, and do contact me if you've got any questions. My name is Raphael Heath, Head of the Royal High School in Bath, GDST.